Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged RuPaul's Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
He's better the devil you know, it's Barney.
Oh, wow. And she
The Steps version.
Yeah, obviously. And she's like that top piece of bread. Everybody's touched her, but nobody wants her.
Oh, that's my favourite bit, the butt end. I feel like you
Never be ashamed of who you are, Lukey.
No.
That's your mum's job.
You get more bang for your buck.
Truly. Lukey, two queers walk into a podcast. It's a fruit roll-up. Come on.
Why roll up?
Because the fruits are rolling up.
What does that mean?
We're rolling up.
What, like rolling true?
Yeah.
Past true.
Truly.
I feel like we've got a lot, well, me personally, I've got a lot of housekeeping, other business before we get on.
Tell him.
Well, first of all, hello us. In honour of Georges, me and Barney are currently drinking Blue Lotus tea, which is meant to have psychedelic properties. So let's see how this turns out. I feel like I can already feel like...
A psychedelic nature?
It's just something in my head a little bit.
That's me.
Can't get out of the edge.
The Blue Lotus tea was famously used by Cleopatra. It's an ancient, tea.
Milk.
Yeah. But what have we been up to, Luke? Tell them.
Well, first of all, I want to shout out and say hello to the hair wizards and cultural icons that is House of Palooka.
Luminaries.
They make lovely wigs, as seen on the likes of Bimini and Taste, and they gave us a lovely 5-star review of the podcast. So this one's for you, girlies.
Truly.
And then finally... we had a lovely time at the Dragula Season 4 show on Sunday night.
If you weren't there, where were you?
It was so good. And not even just because of the performances. Like, the whole setup of the show was so different to what you'd see at, like, a drag race show. Like, firstly, the fucking Boulets were there and they performed. And, like, before every person, they had, like, personalised, like, sick, like, visuals
Did they
behind
perform
them.
some camp little numbers as well, the Boulet brothers?
Yes, so good. And then they had a couple of team numbers. So we got Monsters of Rock live. We got the Nosferatu Beach Party live. They did a live extermination challenge. They did a Q&A.
And when I tell you, them cute little brother couple.
Brother lovers.
Yeah, them that twincest love that you've grown to be obsessed with. The Boulet brothers. The little one. Don't he love to throw himself on the floor?
Swanee.
Oh, he's got Megan knees. He's throwing himself. And also at one point, he brings out some what is it called?
Angle grinder.
Angle grinder. Starts spraying fucking fire on the tall one. Drakmorda.
Listen, if you want to see this, I've put the whole thing, I've squeezed it into a 3-minute TikTok. So
a mere 3 minutes.
find me on Lukey Luck TikTok. You see the whole thing.
I believe it's Lukey Luck 69 because you're a fucking wacko.
Maybe it is, or maybe even 420. I don't know. There's a picture of me
being wacky,
looking like a slut, probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I'm in my Pammy wig.
Yeah.
But it was great,
incredible, and biggest shout out to obviously the Boulet brothers, but our sweet baby angel Sigourney Beaver.
I was really sad that I didn't get to see those fine breasts unsheathed.
Yeah,
but there's always next time. And fucking Darlie. He was giving us pure, unadulterated mask sex. And
oh my God. It was
like body rolls in a cowboy hat and just like putting some stank on it. And he had finger lasers.
Yeah, it was also hot. And Saint as well. Just fucking love Saint so much. And Hoso. Who I also saw as well. Hoso was like, on Insta was like, just taking my cute little tea blockers before the show.
I saw it, yeah.
Has the Kerry Colby now emanated deep into Dragula as well?
On Hoso's Instagram, it says she, them.
So good.
And they were all in town the night before at the Clapham Ground.
Yeah.
Watching the season 3 girls. There's lots of bloody footage of Hoso and River together.
Oh.
Gorgeous.
There is. Yeah. Most importantly, I've got something that I need to tell you.
Oh dear.
Have you seen that Sophie Anderson of the Cock Destroyer fame was recently taken into hospital because one of her implants exploded on her chest?
What, like Lolo Ferrari?
True.
What happened? Is she all right?
Well, she is fine, but you'll be glad to know, those that follow her on social media, her boyfriend, even though we don't speak about the boyfriend, 'cause obviously it has torn a rift
up the band.
that is felt in the whole world. her boyfriend, she messaged him and said, can you bring me in some of your sweet love juice? And so when she was in hospital, he brought a jug of his own cum. In for Sophie so that she could drink it in hospital and they could film it because she needed his baby batter in her mouth. She does not take a single day off.
Content is king.
Content is key, honey, and she is the king of it. And she could not go one day without his jism dribbling down her chin. So she didn't.
God bless her. She shouldn't have to.
Get you a man that brings
jugs
of jism in for you.
Squeeze
but
me.
Should we talk about some drags?
Sorry, I've got Windy Pop season 2. All right, let's get into it.
Hang on, before we get into it, actually, can I say something? My pirate link that I was illegally watching Drag Race on with has an advert for the Frock Destroyers documentary there's a documentary about their album. It's the hardest of passes for me. I thought, don't bring this up, not today. But we move on. We digress.
We move. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Previously on RuPaul's Drag Race.
The hot honeys led DragCon panels. Bosco was our main moderator, maestro, and the winner of the week. And we had a double shantay for Georges and Jasmine, which now we've seen what happens next week. It really feels like they build you up just to knock you down, doesn't it?
Truly. Nasty.
Yes?
So, I mean, do you know what I really loved this week is you just saw straight away. I love how much of a fan of all of the girls Bosco is. That's the energy you would want throughout the whole show. Even if you throw in your little shady asides or whatever, I would want people to know that, like, I'm here because I love drag and I also love the drag. Well, hopefully you would love the drag of the girls that you're there with.
Yeah, I feel like she's always kind of one of the first to congratulate the winner when they come back
Can I tell you who's not first to congratulate the winner?
Diabetical.
Straight away with that bitter, homegrown neggy shit.
Although I have to say, I would be annoyed that no one went home for a fine lip
It's just
sync.
like, is this going to be your legacy, my angel? Like every single motherfucking
well, that's the
week.
thing, like, you might feel it, but for the love of God, you can't tell everyone.
The eye rolls, the moans, the bitching, the moaning. Like, do you know who she reminds me of?
Me.
In drag, she reminds me of Adam Lambert.
Wait.
You know, that sort of Jaden Dior fierce, spiky shoulders, bit of guy liner, a lovely sort of 90s lesbian haircut.
He's got so much hair, though.
Adam Lambert?
No, Dyer.
Yeah, but she loves a half wig.
Oh, you mean when Dyer's in drag, she looks like Adam Lambert out of drag?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll have to think about that.
Okay.
I didn't expect Deja to be so upset, but it really doesn't help all the girls seeming to like make circling the top be like a thing now. That's very this season. Like, oh wow, you've been real close for a couple of weeks. Like, you're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah, I know.
That's very.
But
this
I do think she's been quite unremarkable though. Like the fashions haven't been tickling my spot, but I just think like she has done well, but like I don't really think she's done anything like that well. It's such a difficult position to be in, to just be like consistently like good.
I don't think she's been consistently at the top. She got close to winning once.
I just think like in the panel though she was good, and like I think this week she's quite good, and she's just been okay, hasn't she? But she doesn't seem to break that seal.
No,
which
knowing how the episode plays out, watching it for the second time, it's so funny to see them be so like self-congratulatory, like, you know, she just can't get rid of us, we're a really great top 8 bunch of girls.
Little did they know.
So embarrassing. Like, Rue doesn't even want to get rid of any of us because we're so good.
I know.
Did you also see another great shot of Georges like just flopped back over a stool, labia in the wind?
I did. And such a tiny, it was just, I looked at it and I thought, where are the parts? Where are the same parts that I need from Georges? It was like just like the flattest of chests. It was like, okay, she is a boy, but also just like such like
some girls do have very flat chests. Though.
True, some of us do. And then we have Lady Ribella come in.
It's a new day in the workroom.
Yeah. And the tenuous links of those sponsors being shoehorned in is at this point quite genius, to be honest. Their PR intern is on having a mad one. Having a fucking mad one.
Rue's suit really reminded me of this amazing bum bag I got in Vegas. It was like a leopard print sequence, and I'd forgotten all about it. And then this just really made me miss it.
Truly the gayest a person can be before they die. Like sequined pink Zebra print. Absolute madness.
What? Where are you getting pink zebra print from?
Is that not what it was?
No, it was
What am I thinking
gold
of?
leopard print.
Gold leopard print. Oh. Did someone else wear pink zebra print later on in the episode?
You talking about the camp Met ball?
Oh, maybe. He's done a lot of shit looks, to be honest. It's hard to keep up. At this point, all of Rue's references are so prehistoric. It's so funny. They were like vintage references in season 1, and he's like, hey, what's shaking, kids? Does anyone know the conflammers? And everyone's like, what?
Well, like later on in this episode, he like refers to someone and he's like, do you know who that is? And they were like, nah.
No, of course not. And it's like,
so the mini challenge this week is to create wearable pop art using nothing but bubble wrap. Did you hear the kind of Euro happy hardcore beat that they had on?
I did.
Very Tom Berry.
Very Tom Berry. I just thought, although very, very useful on the beaches of Mykonos, I just thought probably not for me. But will we have a return to the beaches this summer? I think we probably fucking will.
Hope so.
You'll probably see me in a Dayglow thong on one of the Euro beaches.
Speaking of men in thongs,
yeah.
Did you see the angles that the photographer was giving us?
It was
nothing but his pants.
Yeah, it was athletic.
It was fantastic. I've seen more shapes from him than I did from any of the girls.
Well, at this point they're exhausted, aren't they?
Did you not think that Angie in Quick Drag looked like a young Tyra Banks? All that forehead.
What?
Yes.
Our good
So
friend,
soft
the
and
Ant
lovely.
Queen. No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, the thing is, like, there's not often, I don't think there's that much difference between Angie in drag and out of drag. Like, the facial structure is so unique and mental.
She's been posting some Manchuria bearded pics.
I saw on Twitter, I was like, I don't know who the fuck you think you are with that honey mahogany tease trying to loop in the girls with a little... I'd like to call it a beard, but there was like 14 hairs on the whole thing, so I'm not sure. Unfortunately, chin pubes does not a beard maketh.
How dare you? It was a goatee if ever I've seen one.
A goatee.
Daya was given very me last Halloween as the kind of pinhead baby doll.
Very that. And if you haven't checked that look out, please feel free to head over to our Instagram. And
we'll pop it up. We'll pop it up.
Okay. A fantastic look from you. I thought Bosco's look was quite gorgeous, to be honest.
Although after Lady C threw in the Aquaria reference, there was kind of like, oh yeah.
Yeah, true.
Why does Rue keep saying something in the milk ain't clean for Bosco?
Again, like...
I Googled it.
Okay.
And it's a synonym for something doesn't smell right. And this maybe is the link. LaToya Jackson had said it in the media that she thinks there was an MJ conspiracy. In other words, she thinks that something in the milk ain't clean.
Wow.
So maybe as Rue and LaToya are friends, it's something she's caught of her.
Maybe. I don't
she
really
said
know...
it twice to Bosco in this episode.
I don't really know much about LaToya Jackson at all. And is she a sister of Janet?
Yeah.
She is. Okay.
Can you tell from the work?
Yeah, but like, is she a cousin? Is she like, I don't know where she, like, obviously I've known Janet my whole life to be Michael's sister. Yeah. But like,
What do you think she is? Latavia's friend?
I just didn't know. I feel like I didn't know who LaToya was until Drag Race. And then she just appeared. But there is like 9 brothers, isn't there? So it's like, are they all both the same parents?
I think
like
so.
All of the Jackson 5 and Janet and LaToya.
I believe so.
I just thought they were more sort of like extended family.
I mean, I have no idea.
Or maybe it's more of sort of like a pyramid scheme, like you can buy into the Jackson name. It's like, I have bought.
Maybe there's quite a lot of Jacksons globally. Maybe people are like, hi, I'll join.
It's like, do you just get the work and then start claiming that you're Janet's sister and hope that it catches on, you know? Do you know what is very, very gorge? Is that after rubbing their compressed and red raw testes along bubble wrap for this mini challenge, that they get cold hard cash.
All of them?
Well, not all of them, but I can't remember who wins. But it's just so nice to see the girls get cash. They're just throwing it out. They're like, that's £2,500.
It's as if they're like, we can't give any to the UK, so
we'll give them doubles.
Yeah.
What would you spend £2,500 on? And you can't say drugs.
Holiday.
Okay, where to though?
That's not as much as I would want to spend for my mega trip to Japan.
Yeah.
So
you're just hoping when we go to Japan, just like as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because when you have a bigger budget than you would normally, then you want bigger hotels. I don't know.
Plastic surgery.
Probably just burn it.
Yeah, probably.
Wipe my ass with it. You?
I don't a plastic surgery. I don't know what I could get. I just say, give me £2,500 of anything.
Knees.
Just, yeah. Scrotox is what I'd get.
When Bosco isn't in her normal makeup, she is totally unrecognisable.
She's a stranger. I've never seen this person before.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Of course, I loved Jasmine and Willow giving us the green and pink colour stories, a la my childhood bedroom.
Yeah.
Did you have a favourite or least favourite look?
I liked Bosco's. I just thought it was cute and weird. And then the least favourite would be all of the others.
I think my least favourite was Georges's. It was just
That's a piece of fabric.
Scrap. But my favourite was Deja's.
Deja?
That was giving me just an actual 80s dress, and the wig with it was so good as well. She looked like she was going to a lovely cocktail party in 1984.
Yeah.
So yes, Bosco is the winner of this.
Yeah.
And then Rusuf tells us that it's Snatch Game this week.
Where do you stand on ye old celebrity illusion? Do you love it? Because I just feel like as a facet of drag, it feels very out of sync now.
Well, yeah, I don't think I've ever really seen, apart from Snatch Game, I haven't seen live anyone really doing impersonations, I don't think, or illusions.
When I used to go to Madame Jojo's, shout out to Madame Jojo's, one of the original Soho drag venues. Unfortunately, we lost it about, how long did you say, 7-8 years ago? Something like that. I
remember what time.
But when I used to go to Madame Jojo's, they used to have people, like, I can remember there was a Tina one. Obviously a white woman doing Tina. And there was just like...
We should put the Tina Turner impersonator on the...
Oh my God, Larry. He's called like Larry Owens or something. There is the most famous Tina Turner impersonator is this, she's a handsome woman from Las Vegas. I think she's called Larry Owens. I don't know why, Larry something. And she has been at it for a long, long time. And she is still, I'm going to hazard to guess that say she's in her mid-50s. And she is still throwing on that sequins dress and throwing on that wig and going at it in Vegas. I believe she's a Piranha girl. And if you
can only find Keisha Wright.
If you don't know, you better get to know. Surely just Google.
I left the word drag out.
Sure,
probably helps.
It's actually
Larry Edwards.
Larry Edwards.
Wowzers!
And she is. I mean, her and Coco Montrese. They are like two of, and actually, obviously Derek, are like some of the most famous illusionists ever. And obviously they're Vegas girls, because if you can't make it there, you can't make it anywhere.
That's New York.
Yeah, I know.
So I've been very distracted by this massive picture of Larry's face.
Isn't she a handsome woman?
It's not going on. I like the wig, I must say.
Where do you stand on it? Do you like it?
I like it if it's good, but that's like literally anything.
See, I don't. I'm not actually I don't like illusions really at all. I like the girls to be the girls. I don't really. If I wanted to see Britney, I'd go see Britney.
But you can't always see Britney.
Why not? She's out of her conservatorship.
Well, it was when she was in the
Let the girl perform.
That was the problem, wasn't it, Barney? Against her will. It'd be better to go and see Derek, because you know Derek is into it.
Well, Derek apparently is the glue that's holding the Vegas show together, because
I believe
the girls are tired. Should we talk about terrible choices for Snatch Game? Because when Willow said Drew, I thought, absolutely not, honey.
It's so weird. Yeah, like her and Bosco, you both think of as having like a sort of wicked sense of humour.
And they got the chops for this.
And they've got like a sort of, they're giving it like a side-eye sarky. But then they've got...
Willow normally like hits everything on the head. Like, she's like, she understands everything with like the right level of wit. So... And
they've chosen these two like plain women's. I know like Bosco tried to give it a bit more of like a hook with the like selling, but that was not enough. The
Gwyneth Paltrow new age girl boss MLM angle, I was very excited for that. I was like, okay, she's gonna give you I sell Arbonne on the side, you know, like I
don't really know about Gwyneth's personality, but that voice seemed mental.
Terrible. She's known for being absolutely fucking mental. Like, but she's like in on the joke. Like, she knows that like all her sort of like new age spiritualist hippie shit is incredibly funny. Like, she leans into it. Poor little baby Georgia.
In the RuPaul walkthrough.
She is so on edge. She needs a workroom handy and a Xanax. Release some of that pressure. And I know a girl or two that would give it to her. I'm looking at one.
I thought one who would be a great character for her, though.
Same.
Especially when you see the runway later. It's like, oh, it's all coming together, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you able to see yourself from inside yourself? And if so, what do you see?
Do I see? Now, I take a lot of mind-altering drugs, so I feel like I probably do. Are we pivoting into a drug awareness pod? 'Cause I feel like a lot of mentions.
I guess so. You know that place we went to for Anna's celebration thing? Did you see that I sent you that they were having a psychedelic mushrooms talk there, but it's probably gone now?
Oh, damn. No.
Well, there we go.
But I feel like I do see myself. I've experienced ego death a lot, so I feel like I do see myself from the outside. So, I mean, that's a whole pod in itself. But yeah, do you feel like you do? Is that self-awareness?
I don't know. Are you able to see yourself from inside yourself as opposed to from outside yourself? I guess so, because I am inside myself. My brain is inside my skull and my eyes are inside my head. So it's like inside out. Like I'm looking out.
And as someone else who has also been inside you, I can imagine it.
Fingers only, girlies. Fingers only.
But with trimmed nails.
Have you seen the tweet going around that basically...
Probably.
That when queens do male characters, it's basically a kick in the face to drag kings?
I mean, I do also. That kind of does get brought up quite often. And whilst I do think that like introducing no gender barrier on Snatch Game is a good idea, it does really, really fucking kick the balls of all the drag kings. It's like, no, like, I'm sorry, it actually wouldn't work in the show if they had drag kings and then they let people who aren't even professional drag kings king.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I get what people are saying, but to me, just because you're a drag queen as a man, I don't think that automatically turns you into a drag king.
But it's like, so you agree that there is like that having drag kinging on can be funny, can be brilliant, can increase the excitement of the show. But you won't let them be contestants.
If you're Little Richard.
Yeah, but you won't let them be contestants. Because it's like, if you look at Kennedy doing Little Richard or whatever, they were in drag and they were incredibly funny, and like that could have been a drag king. They could be doing other challenges like that.
Yeah.
Like, why limit it to just the Snatch Game? But sure.
I thought it was weird when Rue was talking to Daya and she was saying, like, you know how we tell you to stop being Crystal? Like, you do Crystal because you love her. So you need to just, like, do Ozzy and love him. But it's like, she's not doing Crystal because she loves Crystal. Like, she just does similar makeup. Like, that's literally it. Like, she's not going to be able to do similar makeup to Ozzy Osbourne and get inside his skin, is she?
And also, I don't think I'd want to be inside of Ozzy Osbourne's skin. He's an absolute fucking maniac.
Has he got Parkinson's?
I think he just likes to shake.
I don't think but I think he has this. I feel like he's got similar motions to Michael J. Fox. He kind of like has his hands out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not really that aware of his work post Sabbath, to be honest. Like,
yeah, you are. I'm sure you watched the Osbournes.
Not really. I was a bit young for it. I can remember it being on, but I don't think I was allowed to watch it. It was like when I was like young, I think, when it was like first on. I
could imagine you getting mistaken for Kelly Osbourne constantly.
Oh my God, like you wouldn't fucking believe. Daya has the energy of a girl at work who is on exactly the same level as you, but tells you every shift how you could be doing your job better.
Oh my God, I hate them.
Do you know what I mean? Like that sort of energy of like, I'm in this competition with you, so I'm going to grin and bear it, but stop fucking talking to me like that. We would have come to blows at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
And just like the way she talks is, I'm really trying hard not to get off this diet.
Say something nice about diabetes.
I really liked her shoulder suit thing, the green thing, the mint green thing.
The mint green.
It's like a suit.
Do you mean her pinstripe Dick Tracy suit?
Yeah, maybe. I can't even remember it properly.
Black or grey.
Sure, and I also like her makeup because it reminds me of Crystal.
Baby.
So, yeah, we would have come to blows at this point. I feel like Rue does not like Tammy Brown because of her coming publicly for RuPaul.
Potentially.
And I feel like, was that a smart choice? The smartest choice that she did was wearing an afro to be Tammy Brown. What?
I thought you weren't allowed to do other queens, and
Why?
I googled this. Like, I've heard them say, like, on Race Chaser, like, after a while it stopped it because I think, like, it's not as broad, and maybe for new watchers, if they don't know the queen, like, I don't know, but it just It's a bit of an easy cop out, isn't it? And not
I think
that
it's
interesting.
more that people are like, you shouldn't do it.
But I'm pretty sure I've heard that they stopped that. You couldn't
really?
do that. So, and I tried to Google as to why Angie was allowed, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
Please let us know if you know. I doubt it. If we don't know, I'm sure as hell you lot don't know.
I felt, I'm sure, up on the Reddit. We don't deep dive into the Reddits, and that is a deep, dark, stanking hole.
Reddit scares me.
What is so funny is knowing, say, like with UK Drag Race, obviously we are very lucky to know the sorts of lineups before, because often we're doing wigs for them, and often if we're seeing our friends or whatever, like we have a bit of intel, which specifically you would only get from if you were doing costumes or wigs, and so that's a very small pool of people, and it absolutely cracks me up because before we know, sometimes there was Reddit threads out there with the exact UK lineup, and then when it changed, because there was like a big shift in the next UK lineup, and then when it changed, they had all of the right information as well, and it's like, who the fuck? How do they know?
Someone sold their soul at wow, I guess.
Truly, it's mental, but they really, that is their life, them Reddit thread, them Drag Race Reddit thread people. It's fucking terrifying. I really felt a bit excited for Jasmine at this point, because I thought, she's picked some mental white woman, and she is a mental white woman.
She is at MWW.
Truly.
I didn't know who she was, and I never know why people choose to do politicians. Like, unless you're Bagger or the Vivian, like, just some right-wing politician you don't like isn't going to be funny.
Everyone in America knows who Betsy DeVos
like,
is.
it's not a funny choice.
It would be like, I guess, maybe doing like Rishi or someone.
Yeah, but it's not funny, is it? Like,
but it might be
you're
to
trying
them.
to, but no, I feel like they're trying to like make a political point, but like Snatch Game isn't your chance.
But like, remember Betsy, Scarlet Envy was Betsy DeVos in the Trump musical.
No.
So like, she's enough of a to have been.
But I mean, for the funniness angle, like it's not funny to be a character who like is a horrible person and makes bad choices that hurt people.
Truly. Big question: was William Shakespeare fit? Because I feel like he might have been like a low key sizzler. Because when they popped that photo up, I thought, okay.
What with that receding hairline? Are you mad?
That was En Vogue though. Back in the day, they were short, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they shaved the top off. No,
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I feel like he's definitely a biman. He's definitely pan at least. No, like I feel like he had male lovers.
I have no idea.
I thought he looked quite fit. So
I like the rack when Lady C was to do it.
Yeah. Lil Jon, genius.
Is it though, or are you just trying to jack Shay doing Flavor
genius?
Flav?
Question mark.
No, it was
no.
Okay, well, I'm going to actually save my comments for when it's actually Snatch Game, but to me it feels like jumping on the Shea Coulee train. And also, Susan fucking Lucci, she should be getting royalties for the amount of times her name is uttered on this show.
Every single time someone doesn't get something that they think that they should have got, that poor bitch's name gets dragged up. And Susan Lucci, I don't know if you're aware of Susan Lucci's work, but you're not. No. Susan Lucci is one. Please Google Susan Lucci now. She is one of the most gorgeous, glam LA plastic surgery women you've ever seen in your life. Yeah, LUCCI. She is. She was in Devious Maids as one of the like MILFs in Devious Maids. She's like at this point, I think like 70 something, and she looks not a day over 40. She is so fucking glam and so gorgeous. And it's like, you don't need to be bringing up Susan Lucci. She's an icon. She's a star.
You could never.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you noticed, a couple of times now, Jasmine has said, does that make sense? And both times RuPaul has said no. And I wasn't sure the first time, but this time it definitely did make sense. She's like, I'm going to do this character with a slice of this one's personality. Does that make sense? And RuPaul's like, no. It's like, are you listening? Like, it makes
She's
sense.
trolling, honey. I feel like maybe she was a bit more like, it doesn't really make sense to me why you would do that, but sure. Do you know what I mean? I
would think it's so funny as well that Daya keeps coming for Jasmine, being like, I can't see her do anything good apart from lip sync. It's like, well, Jasmine has survived multiple lip syncs.
3.
And when you lip sync, did you not go home episode 1?
She's now survived 3 lip syncs, and Daya has lost twice. Mm-hmm. She's lost every lip sync she's done, and very strange choices. Let's move into the Snatch Game, because the adrenaline couldn't be higher, the expectations couldn't be lower. So at this point, Raven, again, trolling us, Get Bobby Norris down the Parliament, because every single time she comes on TV, it's like you would think that after all the backlash, she'd be like, why don't I just paint the colour that I am? And she would let it go.
But then you'd have to admit that you were painting dark. So maybe she's just going to, year by year, phase down a shade so that no one really notices. And then she never has to admit that she was doing anything wrong. True.
But most importantly, let's talk.
Well, first of all, Dove Cameron.
That's literally what I was just about to say. Heaven sent.
She's just a Botticelli looking motherfucker.
Like a gorgeous anime angel.
But I Googled her because I was like, okay, fine, you got a lip pump, but what are you famous for? And then when you type in Dove Cameron, one of the things that comes up is, why did Dove Cameron change her name? Well,
wouldn't you change it to Dove Cameron? What gorgeous little name.
When she was 8, her best friend was murdered by her father, who then murdered his other daughter and took his own life. Cameron was 15 when her own father died by suicide, inspiring her to legally change her name to Dove, her father's nickname for her. What?
That is a fucking deep dive.
Was not expecting that.
I thought it was gonna be like, I have always associated myself with doves because they mean peace and freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I like olive oil. Like that is fucking insane. So hang on. You're how old? 8?
Yeah.
Your 8?
Best friend was murdered by her dad.
Yeah. So my best friend's gone and my dad's a murderer. Brilliant.
No, her dad. I thought. Her best friend was murdered by her dad, the friend's dad, who then murdered his other daughter and took his own life. And then when Cameron was 15, her own father killed himself.
Okay, that's slightly less traumatic. I thought you were just like, hit her Dove's dad like just came in and just killed her best friend.
Yeah, but then you probably wouldn't name yourself after
probably
the nickname he gave you.
Wow, a lot of trauma for the girlies.
Let's change the vibe a little bit.
Should we talk about the fact that Bosco doesn't look like should we talk about the fact Lady Camden doesn't look like William Shakespeare but does look like Lord Farquaad?
I thought the makeup was fucking hot and I really like the big rack.
Okay.
Also, if I was to do Snatch Game, Patsy Stone, aka Joanna Lumley from Ab Fab, would be one of my choices. Yeah. And I thought it was a very, very good advice from RuPaul to be like, if you've got a character prepared, slice it into the character that doesn't have a personality, and then it's like a twofer. I thought that was such good advice.
Yeah,
100%. I didn't really have any comments for Betsy DeVos. This guy just, don't know. I don't get the references. And even...
But damn, that bitch cannot stop talking, can she?
She can't.
Even in character. Like...
I feel like, just a terrible, terrible choice. And Tammy Brown, I feel like she had a couple of the mannerisms, but then it's like she was barely making eye contact. She was just seemed to be so like hiding the whole time, didn't you think?
Absolutely zero attempt to hide that thick southern accent. Fantastic. Give her a daytime Emmy. She was actually, for me, she was playing Shangela as Jennifer Lewis.
Well, yeah, Rue's even like at some point, whose voice is that? Thank you, Jennifer Lewis.
Literally, who the fuck is these people?
Ilana Glazer.
Oh, I couldn't look directly at it. I thought...
Do you remember the episode of Broad City where Abby has to fill in doing Ilana's shift at the co-op, and basically Abby has to be her?
Yeah.
She should have done that version because that is like manic, like a cartoon of Ilana, rather than just like Ilana chilled having a lovely day. Like, no.
It was short-sighted. Drew Barrymore, though, you want to talk short-sighted? That was chasing the impossible dream.
How sidetracked or derailed would you have been if you were Willow and like straight away it's like, we've actually worked together on a show last summer? It's like all I would have heard is just like in my head.
Straight away played it off as being like, did we? Like, as if I don't know who RuPaul is. And then I would have done a bit of like, that I don't know who anyone is and that I'm super airheaded or whatever. Like, I would have just had to roll with it somehow.
I thought she did well to just like carry on with her talking.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I would have just wanted to be like, okay, that's the end of it. Next person now, move away from me. I can't.
Turns out, all you have to do to be Lil Jon is just be loud and stupid. And the noises that he was making is basically what I hear just being around straight men. Just sort of like the, oh, yeah, that. It's like, that's, okay, cool.
When I think of Lil Jon, I think of him going, I'll move the mic away. Okay!
Yeah, I can't
There was only one okay in the whole thing. And not that I'm like a huge Little John fan, but like, yeah, it doesn't make me think of Little John.
Do you remember I used to have a Lil Jon t-shirt that said "okay" across it?
No.
I've only just remembered this now. I used to have this. I don't know where the fuck it came from. A huge t-shirt, and it had like a cartoon of Lil Jon going. And it said, okay, that's fucking nuts. Whoever the fuck has got that, bring it back. All of my clothes from the age of like 18 to I'm gonna say like 30. I have so many fucking items of clothing that I have zero idea where they've gone. And it's all you fucking motherfuckers after.
Not me,
sorry,
bitch.
not swearing. All you motherfuckers after parties being like, hey.
All you fucking motherfuckers. Sorry, I won't swear. All you motherfuckers.
Oh, can I just wear something home? It's like I've had to buy a new wardrobe about 6 times over just from people after parties taking things or during parties, supposedly.
Nasty. It was, Lil Jon was just giving me PTSD of Scarlett Harlot's Macaulay Culkin.
No.
And it's just like once Rue laughs at something, then they just repeat it over and over again.
Grim.
And like in the confessionals, she's talking about how no one's making jokes. But it's like, I hope you're including that because you did not create any jokes. You literally was just like squawking like someone with Tourette's down the front. Shout out Tourette's. I wish I had a
How
friend with
off was this child joke? Did you not think?
I thought it was really good.
I thought it was a bit just out of nowhere, a bit strange.
I thought that's exactly the kind of weird, like off-key thing that RuPaul would normally like someone to say about the shaking the children. And I don't know why it got the cut to Raven blinking. Like that was just a bit of shady. But I thought such a good job with the makeup. Like she looked like Gwyneth Paltrow.
I thought Ozzy Osbourne as well felt pretty 360. I thought good voice, good look, good general noise, and I thought that was quite. I mean, it was slim pickings, wasn't it? But I thought it was quite all right.
I disagree. I thought bad voice, bad look, bad mannerisms.
I mean, the thing is with him that I thought it was a bad choice to begin with. But the voice, it doesn't matter because all you've got to do is talk like that, and they don't know where he's from in England. They don't they just know that he's British.
But like the hair, like he's known to have hair past his shoulders. What's this like cute shaggy lob you're giving him?
But then also can you really be doing anything more than like you don't want to be shaking if he has got Parkinson's? Do you know what I mean? It's like it's just not a great choice. But I just thought it was fine. It was like for me, even if you're not that good at Snatch Game, which I didn't think I was, like that's the general direction that you want to go in, rather than being like, "Hi, I've got a brown wig on and I'm Sofia Vergara." It's like you recognise by the glasses, he's got long hair, and it's just it's working.
Agree to disagree. I don't think it was working.
Did you know that Cornbread was going to do Leslie Jordan?
I did not.
And he had a lovely little blonde crop, little bus driver.
Oh, that Leslie Jordan. I was thinking Leslie Jones.
Oh, no, what a treat doing, oh, God, I'm about to bust.
How, John?
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Do we know what other people did? Maddie's stuff is normally out there, isn't it?
I try not to look. I know that Kerry Colby was going to do Mariah.
Wait, who's she just... Has someone just done Mariah? Oh,
yeah,
Pangina.
Yeah. She was going to do Mariah, which apparently no one ever learns, because what would that be now? That would be like the 4th Mariah?
Who's done Mariah?
I don't know, but I can picture someone going... People have done Mariah, 100%. As soon as the energy sours in the room and you can feel that the room needs saving, it's so hard to collectively dig yourself out of that. Because one thing that's even worse than the sour room is people grasping at straws and panicking, and you can feel collective panic, and I think that's what happened as well. They can this whole Snatch Game is not hitting, but then you feel people being like, fuck, I need to get a funny joke, and then it just gets a bit like... Ugh.
Yeah, I think it was in Untucked. They were being like, this was so weird, because obviously we've never done Snatch Game before, so we don't really know what the vibe's like on set, but like that can't have been normal.
No. And it's so strange, isn't it? Because it's like no other challenge instills fear like this one. But it's like, it'll be forgotten next week. It's just one of the challenges.
It's only remembered if you're very, very good or very, very bad. If you're just fine, it's the minor.
Yeah, absolutely. But then we head back into the workroom for Elimination Day. And most importantly, let's talk drugs again. Obsessed with Willow's love of mushrooms. I knew we were sisters.
I was so excited she was doing fungus. You need to watch Fantastic Fungi on Netflix.
I do.
Everyone does. Although I've seen things with naysayers trying to discredit it. But basically, the most interesting thing I thought that I had no idea about was that Uber, get out of my phone. There are theories that the reason we evolved from like cavemen and not being able to use tools and stuff is because literally finding mushrooms, eating them, your brain is working so hard on this new shit that it's literally growing and helping you think of new tools. So like mushrooms literally grew our brains and developed us into Homo erectus.
Yeah.
So isn't that insane?
I literally need to watch this program so badly. Just very into that sort of underground, not to say railroad, not that, underground network of thoughts, feelings and ideas.
Yeah, they all communicate
Very
with trees
cute.
and the plants. They're all in sync.
Can I also tell you just quickly, not that we endorse heteronormativity.
Not that we endorse heroin.
Not that we endorse heteronormativity or really even children and the making of babies. But do you know that breast milk, when you're feeding your baby, the DNA in your breast milk goes through in your nipples. Through the baby's saliva, it sends messages to your nipples to tell you what the baby needs more of, so that then your milk will produce more sort of like vitamins in it, or like exactly what it needs for when you're breastfeeding.
So it can tell if it's got a deficiency and it's like, we need to pump some more iron over this.
Isn't that fucking insane? And they can just tell from the saliva of them sucking on them titties.
Well, it's all about communication. That's all about humans, isn't it?
Open up to your mama.
Communicators.
Should we take a little break?
Let's.
Cute. Hi, it's Jenny Minogue here. You might recognise me from outing that poor man on X Factor, or from generally living in the shadow of my greater, more talented sister. If I ever need wigs, I go straight down to trufflepigwigs.co.uk, because they're something that I'd like to put my needle on.
Hiya, Chuckies! People often ask me two questions. What's your name and where'd you get your hair from? And I say, Cella Black from Beyond the Grave and Truffle Pig Wigs.
Hello, darlings. It's Catherine Zeta-Jones here, and I'm very much known for having gorgeous hair. And where I get my hair from is trufflepigwigs.co.uk.
Hey there, Sinead O'Connor here. Now, I don't have much hair myself, but if I did want to get a bit fancy, I'd probably go down to Truffle Pig Wigs.
Hi, the new. It's Robbie Coltrane here. And the one time that I really, really, really needed a wig, I went to Truffle Pig Wigs, and they sorted me right out for Hagrid.
Truffle Pig Wigs, the celebrity's choice. trufflepigwigs.co.uk.
Let me tell you something, you ugly bitch.
Let me tell you something. Do you know that 20% of all women in London in the 1700s were prostitutes?
20%.
20%.
That's 1 in 5.
Truly. The Covent Garden that tourists frequent today was the centre of a vast sex trade strewn across hundreds of brothels and so-called coffee houses. Fornication in public was common, and even children were routinely treated for venereal diseases. 1 in 5 were prostitutes.
When is the 1700s? What vibe were you
18th
rocking?
century.
But what's that? What's the culture? What's the royalty?
So it's obviously before Victorian era. Maybe like early Victorian, actually. Victorian is like the end of the 20th, isn't it? I don't know.
I'm a geography
I don't
girl.
fucking know.
Girl.
But we're talking sort of Oliver Twist. Dickensian,
Oliver,
if you will,
Oliver.
I think.
Okay.
No, I feel like that's 1900s as well, but whatever. Like the 1700s.
Sure.
Edwardian.
Edwardian?
I don't know.
We don't know.
They're all just names to me. So there is someone that is going to be listening to this pod that is like, they chose books, and they're going to be like, how embarrassing that neither of you know what was in the 1700s. But we have an absolutely spotless knowledge of pop culture, so come at me. Different strokes, innit? Let's go to the main stage, because Michelle Visage has given us a little Ila Bonita. What were your thoughts?
Very Strictly Ballroom.
Very that.
Love that. I forgot all about how much I loved Jules in the Hair, Strictly Ballroom style. Particularly, one of them's got like a bang that like separates out into like loads of spikes, and they're all covered in diamante. I maybe have to get a picture of that for the pod. Oh my God, I love Strictly Ballroom so much.
I could
Please go and see the stage show if it's still on. I sobbed at the end. It was just like balloon confetti drop to Love is in the Air, and it was just the best.
I absolutely fucking love Strictly Ballroom. I also love, on TikTok, I follow one, I believe, this may be incorrect, but I believe it's a performer from the Peking Opera, and as her character, she's doing like, in the Peking Opera, she's doing like traditional... or actually, no, maybe I'm not completely butchering this. I actually don't know what she's from, but she's doing traditional like geisha clothing, and part of it is she does the hair, and they pull out that like thick. Actually, no, it's not geisha. I'm sorry, it's a character from the opera, I'm sure, but they pull out that thick sort of like gelled like extensions. Have you ever seen it? It's like a hairpiece that you put on. You know, there's like 100 million bits that like clip on and stuff. But they pull out this like thick, wet, it's like almost like covered in like slime. These like long pieces of black hair. And then they like stick it to the front and then sort of like mold it into sort of like finger waves down the front. But it's like sopping wet. Nice. And then they like head wrap it on and stuff. It's so sick. Honestly, TikTok, if you haven't migrated from Instagram to TikTok and forgotten about the Zuckerberg graveyard, then... Honey, come join us it is a land of free opportunity and knowledge. Come join us. But should we talk about the runway?
Sure. Also, though, I'd like to say I really enjoyed Carson's suit fabric, the shimmer white. And I thought Rue looked nice.
Sure. The runway this week is Holy Couture.
But did you notice at some point, I think earlier on in the thing, she goes Holy Couture, spiritual realness. And I believe, based on what some of the runways were, that spiritual realness was the prompt that they got rather than Holy Couture. That, for example, Georges's outfit. That
fucking like changes the whole dynamic, though. If it was spiritual realness, that's a whole other thing, because then you can go down the route of spirits.
Alcohol.
Yeah. Dressed as a bottle of Glen's vodka. So what would you do?
Okay.
Bear
with.
Kick your heels off, girl.
My
She's
first
getting
thought
started.
was something with holes in it.
Ugh.
A la the
Mitochondria.
joke that they say in Harry Potter when one of the twins gets murked. It's like, I'm feeling very saint-like, holy. But then all I can think of that has holes in it is like crochet or cheese, and I didn't really want to be either of them.
Don't want to be a lovely slice of Edam, honey.
Edam hasn't got holes in it. It's a lovely Leerdhammer's got holes. All of those Gouda, that's what I'm thinking of. Not
sure.
Edam. So then I thought I'd go back to my old faithful fountain of references, Pierre et Gilles. And then obviously I would love to be the Madonna with the wounded heart with the crown, and then the rays coming out of the head and a massive cloak, crystal tears. And then I developed it further and I thought...
Bitches be developing.
That, but Santa Mozzarella from Luca,
there
and I would
go.
be a mozzarella Madonna.
Lovely.
We got there in the end, girlies.
We truly, truly did. Well, now you've just like completely bust me wide open, as you so often do, because I was like, oh, the Met Gala, Heavenly Bodies, like this has so been done. It's so boring. Like,
yeah, but I've just seen like Monet and that lot being popes, not just, but
so many references to like, again, like very like Pierre et Gilles, like sort of like Sacred Heart, sort of that sort of stuff. Like, it's beautiful, but it's been done literally every single by someone every single season.
No one's done it good though.
But spirits, you want to talk fucking spirits?
Well, that's spirituality isn't necessarily spirits,
but that's what I would do if it was like spirits. I would 100% go down there. And listen, I spent a lot of time this weekend looking into, because I knew about them but I didn't know basically I went down a rabbit hole of one of the girls I follow on TikTok was talking, because one of the very famous accounts on TikTok of this girl who did a lot of videos of going down to, she's from Haiti, going down to the beaches to her mermaid friend, and basically in Haiti, which is like where voodoo originally, and not what the world thinks of as voodoo, but voodoo is like a extension of like an indigenous spiritual practice that has come from like ancient African spirituality and religion. But one of their one of their spirits is a spirit called La Sirène, which is like
the siren.
Yeah, well, exactly where the siren comes from. And it is, they are the spirit of the ocean and like of femininity. And that is, so they believe in Haiti that mermaids are real and that they're part of their like spirituality, and they're one of the Loa. I think it's called Loa, which is like one of their spirits that they pray to. But she basically would go down and she was like, she was called Lilith, this woman, and she was like, which is a bad bitch name anyway.
If you didn't know, she basically was a woman around the same time as Eve, and they tried to make her step in line, and she was like, fuck this, I'm blowing the whole establishment up, suck out.
And did she go straight down to hell?
I believe so.
Love that for her. So basically,
I've actually got her symbol tattooed on my finger.
Sick. But this TikTok girl used to make all these videos with this mermaid that she knew, and you could hear her singing and you could see things of her under the water or whatever. And she was like very huge on TikTok because people were like, this woman from Haiti is communicating with mermaids. And her account got wiped and she's disappeared, and everyone thinks that the government's taken her. But people in Haiti think, in the wider folklore world, people are like, mermaids are not nice. That they've been given this
the sirens are meant to like tempt you in and then kill you.
Well, sirens are actually completely different. Sirens are bird people. In like Homer's Odyssey, which is like where they're from like Grecian folklore, isn't it? Sirens.
Yeah, in What We Do in the Shadows, there are these bird siren people that try and kill everyone.
So they're like, and they pull you down to the underworld. So they're like, again, like sirens. It's like not mermaids and sirens are two like completely different things. But it is thought that mermaids are. They just drag you down, and often, supposedly, I think in Haitian folklore, they like drag you down to like their underwater world because they live underwater and make you slaves. But yeah, they're not like cute, beautiful, gorgeous women combing their hair with shells. They're like,
that seems very something that the men have decided. Oh, if there's going to be women living in there, let's make them sexy ones.
But
I don't
tits yeah. And I don't think they're actually like all women as well. But everyone's been losing their mind. Anyway, this sent me on a tailspin into looking at the voodoo spirits who are all super fucking sick. Like Agwe is like the spirit of the ocean, and there's just all of these amazing, and like you know like sort of like from voodoo and stuff like Papa Legba, and there's loads of spirits in Coven, isn't there? Like Papa Legba is a character, then also isn't loads of the voodoo spirits in it?
I don't think so.
Isn't Thingy in it as well? There's Papa Legba and then Baron Samedi.
I remember seeing a lot of Baron stuff when we were in there, but I don't think it's in Coven.
Is it just Papa Legba? But I mean, there's
Papa someone.
Yeah, but I would not touch voodoo because, honey, it's a closed practice, and it's a closed practice for a reason. Don't be poking your nose in there. But I would do something sick spiritual. I mean, Lilith.
Oh, so we're talking about what you wear on the runway.
Yeah, sorry. That was a complete fuck. Please remember that we've just had some Blue Lotus tea. I don't know what's going on. But that I would do something from the spirit world.
Sure.
I think. But that was just my tailspin about voodoo spirits. It's just so fucking sick.
So then when you thought it was Holy Couture, what was you going to wear?
Well, I would unfortunately go holy. I'd have to spin it. I wouldn't want to go like religious. I would go covered in holes. And then I was thinking maybe do some sort of like sexy, like chainmail, like peekaboo outfit. I don't know. I couldn't really work out, but like maybe something like the holes are like it's a bit like threadbare. And then I was thinking sort of like maybe I could go like down the sort of Joan of Arc route. I don't know. I hate it basically. But now spirits, interesting. But let's talk the runway. Deja, first up, serving you Bako foil. What was your thoughts?
It reminds me of Christmas at my granny's house, and one thing we'd do is we'd make the three wise men out of like metallic doilies and milk bottles, and you'd kind of stick stuff on, and that's what it looked like she was.
Yeah.
I don't really understand the hair either. I gave it 6.
When
Truffles.
she had the audacity to say Jeanne d'Arc, France passed out. Like, what? That literally looked... I mean, I know I just said down the route of Joan of Arc, but I would never disrespect their patron saint. It was mental. I gave it 5. I mean, I don't want to be rude about her anymore, but it was just... This whole thing was just so confusing. She also... Please add in. She's a seamstress.
She's a seamstress.
Yeah. Next up, we have Jasmine serving a reveal.
As a Gemini, I can fully say that I do not feel that her look represented me in any way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really think of black and white as very either holy or astrological, and the reveal was pointless. But not with black and white together. I don't know. And then I wish the reveal was like a bodysuit, not a cocktail dress, because cocktail isn't very holy.
No. Tell you what was pretty holy though, that little limp wrist that you just did. Yoo-hoo!
I gave it a 6. I gave a lot of 6s because sometimes I feel bad going lower than a 6 when it's this late in the game.
I thought her face was divine though, Jasmine. I thought she was kind of gorgeous. She's got a very spiky face. There's a lot going on there, but I thought it was kind of
It was very
divine.
the season 10 mermaid challenge makeup.
Very that. We need to put some motherfucking respect on the master couturier that is Iris Van Herpen. You cannot, it is how the fashions of RuPaul's Drag Race have progressed. It used to be, you would stand up and say it was very Alexander McQueen.
And then Bimini happened.
Then it progressed into, oh my God, it's so Mugler. Now it's fucking every single person is Iris Van Herpen. Like, what? Iris Van Herpen is probably the number one like skilled couturier in the world, I think. And
got a couple of backyard boys on a sewing machine.
Yeah, not just literally something that's structured. It was fucking mental.
But I thought it was because it had like the little circle things on it.
I mean,
I don't know.
Maybe Iris Van Herpen by Sheen, but not for me. But I still gave it 7. Then next up we have Angeria Paris Van Michael serving you Alvin Ailey Church Mother. Thoughts?
I'm glad you said church mother because from what I've written, I couldn't remember at all what she was wearing. And now you said that, I remember. No, absolutely
We have
not.
seen it so many times.
Like, yeah, that's not couture. I'm sorry.
No.
Or sorry, Vanity Milan. That is not couture.
Yeah. It's just so boring. Like, and I'm just, I know, look, you don't come to Angie for the looks, but this is like not, at least normally it's like, okay, I don't like it stylistically, but it's like, there's a lot of effort gone into it. It's like, this is like, we've seen it from Kennedy Davenport. We've literally seen it so many times. Like,
I don't care what middle-aged to older ladies wear to church.
Literally, this was Shay's outfit when she did. It was giving me Shay when she was an old lady. What was she an old lady in?
No, that's when they did 90210 and she was just Grandria.
Oh, sure. I take it all back. No, she's confused. I gave it a 5. Sorry, Angie.
I gave it a 6.
Next up, we have Willow serving Mushroom Fairy.
Oh, thank God. I love that it's bleeding teeth fungus and she's got bleeding teeth. It's so sick. Or bleeding... I don't know what I've written.
Don't even need to say I gave it 10.
I've written, of course it's a 10.
Yeah, just so good. Such an interesting look, interesting story behind it. Love as well that she's like just a fucking mushroom freak going mad for it. Yeah, loved it. Next up, we have Diabetical serving Not a Pure Bride.
First and foremost, this ain't secondary school. What's with those thick black tights? What's going on, girly?
They're probably from, you remember last week? He was like, you can use these 130 denier tights. Probably just, it was like, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not that different copying a runway look to copying a music video look, but it just seems a lot more attainable and less exciting.
Yeah, and also as well with D&G, like, not that we on this pod uplift D&G in any way because they are racist and absolute psychopaths who have really done everything that they can do to...
As an Italian, we have...
distance ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, we've eschewed specifically Stefano
You stay
Gabbana.
on Corsica.
Yeah. But they are known for a gaudy level of Italian opulence and like finery. And
Did they do what? Did they do her thing? I thought she was a Versace girl.
I thought it was Dolce & Gabbana, but you
I mean, I
remember
don't
we
know.
had this problem before. And I was like, it's 100% Versace, and then it turned out to be Dolce. Oh, no, it was Chanel, wasn't
yeah.
it? Who was that on?
I can't
It was
remember.
Willow. Willow with her little red updo in the black and gold. At the beginning of this, if you can think back to
Black and
6
gold.
months, she did a little Chanel look.
Oh, yeah, the long dress.
But that ankle nearly snapped when she was on the runway for Daya, and that's karma, I guess.
But if you, I was going to say that's a great recovery. But if you drop to your knees and you can't recover from that, then you shouldn't be a performer.
No, 100%. But at least like the wig didn't fall off. At least shout out to Saint at the Dragula show.
Oh,
She had
there was a couple of techie Ds.
There
Not
was,
gonna
wasn't
lie.
there? She had a couple of. There was a couple of hairy moments with the Dragula show, but it's punk. That's what it should be. But
Yeah.
she was performing, and then her big wig just fell off, and it wasn't. I would have just kept it off. I would have thought, you know what? Like it's been on for 3/4 of the performance, but.
And then at the end of Sigourney Beaver's second one. She had like these two fans. She was doing like a Marie Antoinette thing. And then it ended with her like throwing them up and then catching them. And then one didn't catch. And just before the lights went off, you just saw her kind of be like,
But I gave Di a 6.
Sorry, I'm just trying to look now and find out about this.
The D&G look.
Yeah, as I type in D&G.
I just presumed it was D&G. I felt like I could see it. And
What's it for?
I feel like it's the same collection where Dita was.
What video is it for? Because now it's just trying to bring up Lady Gaga getting married in House of Gucci. But Lady Gaga wedding dress. I wrote Crucifix D&G, but
Oh, it's Lady Gaga. Yeah.
yeah, it's from the video. But they're talking about Judas.
Oh, Judas. Oh. So you thought it was Versace?
Oh, I just assumed because she is often in Versace in that kind of period, but I don't really know.
I get the feeling that
It says
it's not.
Lady Gaga wears McQueen, Lacroix, and more in Judas
I was
video.
literally just about to say it. I bet it's Lacroix,
The
not.
finale wedding dress is vintage Christian Lacroix.
Yeah. It's actually much.
It's Lacroix, darling.
It's Lacroix, sweetie, Lacroix. Well, that's just like they're so famous for that like religious iconography, aren't they? Like and using crucifixes. But
Judas. I gave it 6.
Okay, next up we have Georgia serving the devil's lettuce. What was it?
Got a t-shirt that says the devil's lettuce.
Her Royal Highness Rihanna 420 Queen.
So cute. I love the massive zoot with the gold tip.
Yeah.
Love the play on I never say this. Catholicism.
Catholics.
Love a bit of cute bit of blasphemy between friends.
Truly.
It would have been cool if she had some kind of like fake glittery smoke coming out of it and it was glowing, maybe like a sort of mini Statue of Liberty of like a sort of lit zoo. Really giving me Kylie as the absinthe fairy from Moulin Rouge.
Love.
Which, by the way, if you don't want to hear a potential spoiler, go out of the room now. I can tell you that the episode after next is a Moulin Rouge rusical.
Gorgeous. On what? This one?
Yeah.
But there's only like 3 people left.
Well, we'll see how many people go.
Truly. Okay.
But there's only 3 episodes left, so they're going to have to get rid of honeys next episode, like at least 4, I'd say.
What if every single person that loses the lip sync goes?
Oh my God. Crazy. But also I love the hair colour on her as well. That like purpley blue against all the green with the jewels in it. Gorgeous.
Like an ultraviolet.
I gave her 8.
I gave it a 7. I really liked it. Next up, we have Lady Camden serving Spice Girl homage.
Woof. I didn't.
Did you love this?
No.
Oh, good. I was going to say.
I appreciated the volume of the hair, but it was a bit hodgepodge for me.
It was a bit Scarlet Harlot.
Ooh.
That was the vibe that I got as soon as she came out. Like, it's just also as well, like, this doesn't seem like it was the right runway at all.
Well, yeah, because she's like, I pray to the religion of the Spice Girls or whatever.
I don't get it. It's not for me.
Yeah, I'd love to know what prompt her, Willow and Thingy were doing. Like weed, mushrooms and Spice Girls.
They just all seem to be coming like...
all things I like.
Yeah, but I wonder whether like if it was spiritual, then they're like, well, I'm not, as a person that's not religious, like what is my... I don't know, weird. But I gave it 7 anyway.
7?
Yeah.
Definitely, I thought it was fun. I liked the beat.
Next up.
We have Lady Bosco serving Notre Dame.
That's right. Hot. Hot nuns are hot. More blasphemy, please. Keep it coming. Giving me more Pierre et Gilles inspo. This time Kylie as the nun.
Okay.
So double Kylie, double Pierre.
Yeah.
Of course, I love the shoes, but for this look and probably only this look ever, then they need to be burned. I wish there was some more kind of extreme kink stuff underneath, like maybe a bit of like shibari rope bondage or some more like hardcore restraints.
Yeah, that's what I really wanted as well. I felt like it was like, if it's going to be fetish, I want it to be like ball gag. I want you to be like in fetish rather than just like, I'm a sexy nun. That felt a bit too Ann Summers.
Yeah, they were just like a couple of straps.
Yeah.
I did actually manage to find a picture of Shibari nun, which I will put on the Insta. I gave it an 8.5.
I gave it a 7.
There we go.
Let's talk Zinger and Minger.
Does it brighten up your world? Is it a zinger? Does it make you want to hurl? Is it a minger? Zingers and mingers.
My zinger has got to be George's little purple
Mine
curly
too.
goo bedazzled number.
Mine too, so cute and such a, I mean, literally not even a wig, just a whisper of a hair.
Well, she takes the hat off in Untouched and you can see it more, but it's so nice. Such
What
a nice
about the
colour.
Ming?
It's got to be Willow's little white bob.
Has it?
Yeah.
Mine was Deja's messy little piggy tees.
Messy little piggy tees. Were they pigtails?
Yeah.
I couldn't work it out.
Horrible.
I thought it was just kind of like a very, very thinned out, like mullety shag kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So, is this the first time anyone has ever, said like something before the critiques have started?
Yeah. And also, who does she think she is? I love it. She's coming out of the gate to tell you that Mother does not play that.
Yeah, I wonder how long it took them to realise that there's no safe tops or bottoms. Like literally,
You're all shit.
You're all getting done.
How long did it before you clocked that Dove's gorgy little rainbow bunchies?
Who's Dove? Oh, her.
Dove Cameron.
They were behind the shoulders at the beginning.
Oh, really? And then at this bit, I was like, look at this gorgeous little hair on her and that gorgeous little face. And I really felt like she did so well as a guest judge. I thought she was like funny.
Yeah, I thought she was
like,
a bit feisty sometimes, a bit
beggy.
bit big for her boots.
Really? But I thought she was great.
There we go.
I can't believe they didn't tear Deja apart for that outfit. I was shocked. I thought they were going to be like, you look like a baked potato, like take it off.
I think they couldn't have someone that did shit all round. They had to have someone that scraped through slightly.
Truly.
I've loved that RuPaul did the classic play on the classic Trinity things, like, where are the jokes?
Did you hate that she didn't get the rhythm of it though?
It was a bit hard. It's like, very much
switch
like,
on the TV, ho. Watch your own show.
We were rooting for you.
Yeah. Just so funny that she'd like, it's so overused. Where are the jokes? Like,
where's my
on.
button? Here we go.
Where are the jokes?
She even claps when she does it. Come on.
I'm at least glad they were all able to laugh at this situation, because this could have been another like drag Lexa moment where Rue is just fucking angry.
Yeah.
But at least everyone is just, we're all shit. We can all laugh about it together. No, there's no one targeted person.
I liked how hard Michelle went in on the shtick.
Oh yeah, me too.
Okay. Remember, she an actress. She used to be in a girl band. She's got a track on The Bodyguard.
She's
soundtrack.
She's it.
Yeah.
She is the Bang Bang Gun.
She truly is. And remember, she used to walk face.
She did. Michelle Visage. I think Lady C was better than they gave her credit for, to be honest. I thought she did well at combining the two characters, and like she was kind of like on it, trying to like quip in. I feel like there was a couple of levels. No, I think better than I feel like she could have been safe. I don't think she would have been a bottom.
I don't think anyone did well at all, but it's
but was there anyone you think wouldn't have been a bottom if it was a different story?
Maybe Lady Camden didn't do so badly, but I think everyone did bad. I don't think a single person like came out of it well, which is sad.
It is sad.
But then we have our winner is Deja, but at what cost? Like, terrible outfit on the runway. Like, that is real scraping the bottom of the barrel, isn't it? Like,
well, they're obviously trying to do something, because I feel like this is maybe I'm wrong, but normally the wins are a lot more like spread out a lot less, and here it seems to be like most people have got a win now. Like, it's very level pegging, and I feel like they're trying to do something, I guess. So
they do like a good level pegging.
They do.
I was praying for a group lip sync a la the season 4 madness. Do you remember when Honey Mahogany was on the floor?
That was season 11, honey.
Season 11?
Yeah, it was
season 14
4.
was that? Yeah, sure. Did you know that oh yeah, we were listening to Sibling Rivalry together, that Honey Mahogany is actually Monet Exchange's drag mother?
Yes, crazy.
Absolutely crazy. And that she had to call her up and say, is there a reason why, after the season, saying, is there a reason why you're telling people that you don't have a drag mother, Monet? She's like, yeah, because we saw you on the show.
Wait, no, Monet was on before Honey, surely.
It was after Honey was on the show, though, that then...
Oh, when All
Monet
Stars
started being like, I don't have a drag mother.
Sure. And then it shows us tells us next week we're going to have a Lollapalooza lip sync smackdown. I'm excited to use this button very much.
KO.
Yeah. Into it.
Bye, bitch.
But let's talk Rose and Thorn, Lukes.
The rose and thorn. The rise and the fall.
My Rose is this big Lollapalooza gag, I guess. I hope more than one queen goes, because like I said, we've only got 3 episodes left. So if there's 4 girls left in the final. That means we need
if 2 of you went out for dinner.
And we lose one on the Rusical. That means we need to lose 3 girls next episode.
I reckon what is going to happen is that every single person that loses their heat is going to go.
Will they bring back old girls?
And they'll bring back old girls. Something like that.
Come on, Keza.
Like, who would you want to be brought back? Kerry?
Yeah.
My
Paul
rose,
Brett's still probably injured.
My rose was the daydream I had of me and Willow just taking mushrooms together.
Oh.
Just laying under a tree somewhere.
If she comes to London, when she comes to London, how we need to sort of make signs, like, yo, hit us up for mushroom hangs in LGN. Like when people are like, your music saved my life.
Yeah, we'll just message her, just being like,
oh yeah, we
just
have
the
Instagram.
emoji.
We can message her.
Yeah, the emoji, mushroom, question mark.
There was, I think we'd have to do it in person with paper like the olden days.
My thorn is that they refuse to get rid of people, and I need people gone. There's at least 3 people that I need to see the back of.
Who? You'd say while I slowly drink my drink.
Obviously Daya. Obviously Deja. That's
Jasmine?
I think so. I think she's had her time. I've enjoyed her, but I think she's done.
My thorn was Willow and Bosco's choices for the Snatch.
Yeah, I mean, literally everyone's choices, really.
But those 2 were particularly disappointing.
Yeah, I feel that.
Also, call me crazy or just ignorant, but did you know that Nina Hagen is in loads of the Pierre Gilles stuff and she is the Carly picture with the tongue out?
I did.
Mental.
Tell the girls who Nina Hagen is.
I actually don't know that much about her. I know she was sort of like punky, post-punky in like the 70s, cool bit. She's got one song that I know that I can't remember the name of, but she's crazy.
Yeah, she's like a German. German? I think I'm 90% sure she's German. Just sort of like a goth.
Is there a song called like New York or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the one I know.
Just icon. Was friends with like Susie Sue, was just like about on the sort of like late she was like just a general fucking icon, really.
Just a GI.
Musician and also model. I loved her. But yeah, next week, very, very excited. Anything else you want to tell the girlies?
No, there wasn't really anything to add from Untucked. So again, thanks for listening. Feel free to follow us at Truffle Pig Wigs. Feel free to check out my TikTok of the Dragula show. And yeah, wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
Spring has sprung.
Oh my God, go and slide over to TikTok as well and go add us on TikTok.
And look for the mermaids.
Yeah. Love ya.
Bye.